January 2nd, Maduro captured, built on prior U.S. sanctions. Those sanctions targeted Venezuela's oil network for years. 4 specific oil tankers were named and blocked, effectively removing them from the global fleet. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was direct. The U.S. will not permit the Maduro regime to gain from oil exports. After Maduro's capture, U.S. forces begin seizing Venezuelan crude. President Trump vowed to take the oil, signaling active seizures beyond sanctions. On Venezuelan state TV, Nicolas Maduro condemned U.S. actions and vowed to resist, escalating the standoff's tone, signaling a significant military commitment. This is not just a warning. The United States has already seized 2 cargoes of Venezuelan crude as military presence grows in the Caribbean. 1. The Panama-flagged tanker Centuries was taken while carrying sanctioned Venezuelan oil. Condemned by China, these seizures make enforcement a tangible reality, not just policy. The seizures create immense risk for any shipping company, insurer, or buyer involved in the trade. A key source of heavy crude has become increasingly inaccessible, forcing buyers to look elsewhere. These aggressive enforcement actions cut Venezuela's main economic artery, a dramatic fall for a nation with more known oil reserves than Saudi Arabia or Canada. The sanctions aim to cripple state revenues, but the ripple effects extend far beyond Venezuela. The seizures didn't crown Canada a winner, they raised a red flag. Gulf Coast buyers hedge away from risk, and Canada suddenly looks risky. Shipments wobble, prices swing, plans stall. Refineries hunt flexibility over loyalty. Canada isn't guaranteed. Politicians smell a problem. Investors feel it in seconds. Headlines spike, traders brace, volatility bites. ESG heat turns up, financing cools fast. Banks scrutinize barrels. Insurers widen terms. Procurement spreads bets. Less Canada, more options. Idle ships signal caution offshore. Buyers demand discounts or they wait. Backlogs build, schedules slip, risk premiums creep. Ottawa faces blowback, jobs, royalties, budgets on the line. Activists sharpen the narrative. Heavy crude, heavy baggage. For Canadian crude, this is friction, at every turn. And until the picture stabilizes, downside gets the benefit of the doubt. Volatility isn't victory, it's a tax. Chaos squeezes margins before it ever lifts prices. Costs creep. Insurance rises. Rail backstops aren't cheap. Every extra mile and policy form adds drag to cash flow. Outages and wildfires. One spark. Weeks of lost barrels. Maintenance windows stretch. Penalties and demurrage pile up. Ottawa caps loom. ESG screens narrow the runway. Permits take longer. Compliance burns cash before first barrel. Lenders tighten. Only the cleanest balance sheets get love. Risk officers say no faster than boards can say yes. Capital gets picky. Fewer projects, higher hurdles, tougher terms. Refiners demand reliability, miss once, and the contract moves. Insurance and shipping premiums stick long after headlines fade. Payment channels get fussy, banks want proof on proof. In the scramble, Canadian heavy bears the burden. Play defense, low cost, strong balance sheets, disciplined growth. 3 paths, 1 playbook. Canada's downside is the story. Scenario 1. Seizures continue. Barrels stay tight. Prices jump. Nerves fray. Balance sheets feel it. Financing Canada gets harder. Lenders pull risk levers. West Coast pipe dreams to Asia dim. Map lines fade. Scenario 2. Seizures ease. The pop fades. But the stigma sticks. Money stays cautious. Asia still buys. On terms, not trust. New pipes stall. Rail costs bite. Projects drift right. Scenario 3. Seizures end. Cheaper barrels flood back. Discounts widen. Heavy grades buckle. Rivals undercut. Only low-cost, high-discipline players hold line. Canada fights for every sale. Cash returns slow. Bottom line, Canada is on defense. Funding, permits, and reliability decide winners. Secure supply and low costs, or lose share. Hedge near term. Cut debt. Protect cash. Without reforms, the world moves on. The U.S. didn't just seize oil. It seized the narrative. Canadian crude isn't the safe bet. Today, it's the question mark. Money hesitates. Pipelines west face colder rooms and harder math. Asia access dims. Competition sharpens. Timelines stretch. Unless Canada fixes financing, permits, uptime, fast, barrels lose ground. This is the turn, defend or decline. Watch the money. It will tell you the ending.